Hello everyone, this is Scorpion from How to Do, and in this video we will be learning how to make car enter and exit animations so that it looks something like this. So when we get inside the car, the players play the animation and then we can control the car just like that. Alright, and we can also get out of the car using the animation. So there we go. That is cool, looks cool, and yeah, let's see how to do it. Bam and wham, it's satisfying. Yeah, so let's see how to do it. So if I get out of the car and I get out of the scene and play the scene which we were working in the previous video, so this was the scene which we were working in the previous video. So we actually changed the standard assets car into this Lamborghini car. So if you haven't seen the previous videos, then go ahead and make sure you see them. The link to that is in the description box below, and this I guess is the 7th part on how to make GTA in Unity for Android, and this was what we made in the previous video. So yeah, let's continue it. So in order to get inside and outside the car, what first thing you need to do is you need to have a card which has a separate doors. So like I have these separate doors over here, and also this portion is also has the separate doors, so both the doors are separate. So if you want to download this standard assets car, or if you want to download this Lamborghini, or if you want to learn how to change the standard assets car into the into normal car, you should see my previous video, which is the how to make GTA in Unity for Android part 6, and in that I told you how to download this car and how to change the standard assets car into this car. So then what you need to do is you need to select the door as well as this side mirror, and I will do it for one, alright, but you can do it for the second one too. So what you have to do is you have to take the both of them and drag them out, alright, where your standard assets car is. Alright, in my case this is the standard assets car and this is the Lamborghini. Okay, so I can go ahead and delete my standard assets car except the wheels. This was what I, the wheels of the standard assets car are still over here, so I'm gonna delete the wheels because these are standard assets car. But I'm gonna take the door, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and make an empty object inside the car, and I'm gonna call this one a door pivot. Alright, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the door pivot and bring it over here somewhere, so that this will be the pivot around which the door will rotate. So I want the door to rotate from here, from this portion. Alright, and it'll bring it inside, and there we go. Now what we can do is we can take the door and drag it inside the door pivot, and then I'm gonna close it, and then if we come in here and select the pivot from here, you can see we can rotate it from here like that. But of course you can see the inside of the car door is not shown in my case, because the back, it's called back culling, or I don't know, back face culling, something like that. So the model is not perfect for this one, but what we can do is we can come and download the standard double-sided import settings or shader. This is the shader which I downloaded, and the link to that is also in the description box below. So it's standard double-sided shader, and what you have to do is you have to make a new material, and of course it will give you some weird error. It gives you an error, but it does not stop the game, so it's good. So you have to go ahead and make a material, and you have to say door or whatever. It can be anything. I'm gonna say door mat. It can be anything, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drag and drop this material to the door, which I'm not able to from this side, so I have to come in here and this side. There we go. But still there is nothing, so we have to change the standard to in my case it's failed to compile because there's some kind of error in here, and there's standard double-sided. So when we click that, you can see the other portion is also shown, so it's cool, right? And then we can also change the material to match this car. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to match it guess that is it. So I have already done this, so I'm gonna drag and drop the one. So there we go. Alright, so I have to just download the standard double-sided import settings, and then the link to that is also in the description box below, so that is cool. Okay, with that done, what we can do is we can make the animation for the door. Alright, so the door will close and then the door will open. Alright, that's only what we need to do. And but before we make the animation, let me just go ahead and set it to 0 for now, so that the door is closed. There we go. But before we do anything, we want our character to have some kind of a door closing and door entering, car entering and car exiting animation. And we do not have to make it, you know, because it will take a lot of time making it, so we have to download it. And from where we're gonna download it, it's the mixamo.com. alright, and mixamo.com. And I have told you how to download the animations. So all of these animations are from mixamo.com, and I have told you that in the previous videos. So what you have to do is you have to come in here and say car, just that. Alright, just car. And there you can see the top two are entering and exiting the car. So exit the car, and it's gonna take some time, but yeah, so the car, there are only 3 animations. Okay, so there we go. He's sitting in the car, he opens the door and gets out of the car, and then he closes the door. Alright, this is the one animation, and the other one is entering the car, which looks something like this. Come on. Okay, so there we go. He opens the door, he gets inside and closes the door and starts to drive. Alright, and there also is a driving idle, so he is driving the car and just that. But we don't want that. Alright, we just want to download these 2 animations. So you have to just click both of them and say download, and download Unity, FBX for Unity, and then download that. But I have already done that, so I'm not gonna do it again. So I have already done that, and when you download it, you have to just drag and drop it inside Unity, and there we have the 2 of them. Alright, and there we have the 2 of them. But for all the animations, what we have done is we went to rig and set it to humanoid. But we don't want that to be with this one. Alright, both of them, and you will know why it is in a second. So we just want it like a dummy, you know, and you will know what it means. So we have to just come in here and do nothing. Alright, just nothing. You just have to import it, make sure both of them are generic, and that is that. And what we're then gonna do is we are going to drag and drop the animation. Alright, the car entering. So we have to just drag and drop like that, and then we are going to take this one and drag and drop it inside our player. So it's in my player settings, setup, and inside the player. Alright, we have to just drag and drop it inside the player, and then we're gonna reset the transform so that the dummy or the animation just snaps to the actual player, so that it is like that. Alright, oh, it looks cool. Okay, so we can do some kind of effect over here, like, but no, of course we're not gonna do that. Okay, so now what we can do is we can drag it out. We just wanted to make sure the position and the size of the player is the same as the animation, and we're gonna call this animation dummy. Dummy enter. So this is just a dummy that will enter the car. Alright, so I'm gonna select the dummy and the player setup and bring it somewhere over here, so that it will be easier for us to enter the car. Alright, and then what we want is we want to match the animation. Alright, so let me just go ahead and tell you what I want. So I'm gonna go to the dummy, and I want to make a new animator controller for this one. So I have already made that, so I'm not gonna do that again. But what you have to do is you have to say create, right click create, and create an animator controller, and then you will have this one, and you have to double click it and drag and drop your car enter animation inside of it, and then you will see this one. All right, just like that. and you have to just do it once. And then what you have to do is you have to go to your dummy, enter, and drag and drop the dummy enter animator controller over here, so that when we play the game you will see that one of the this is the dummy and he's doing the animation and he's sitting into nothingness. Look at him, goof. The car is over here, man. We have to get inside there. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to position it so that it is sitting inside the door, and you can see the pivot is over here. So actually dummy is over here, but he's doing the animation and he looks like it's over here. However, the actual position of the dummy is over here. All right. Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but that is the truth. That is the ugly truth. So we have to position it so that he is sitting inside the car, just like that, and also also from here, and bring it down a bit. There we go. So he's sitting inside the car and he looks cool. He's also holding the steering wheel. It's kind of a steering wheel. And then what we have to do is we have to copy the component, and we have to get out of the gameplay, and we have to paste the component values so that the dummy is positioned something like this. And then now we play, you will see the dummy. He enters the car, bam, he sits on it, and there we go, he's ready. All right. So what we are doing actually is what we are not making this actual player do the animation. We are actually using a dummy which is gonna do the animation for our character, because it's really hard. I have done that. I have tried to do that, like our actual player is gonna do the animation like this one, but it's really hard. You can see positioning it all, and it's raw. It's all really difficult. So I came up with this, you know, hack or this simple method. So this is the easiest method, and it's really easy, and that's that. So now what we just want is we want to disable the dummy, and when we play the game, what we want is we want to come in here, and whenever we are gonna press this, we're gonna press the enter car, we're not gonna snap inside the car. What we want is we want our dummy to be enabled, and then he's gonna play the animation, he's gonna get inside, and then we are gonna be able to play the game. However, the dummy is still sitting over the dummy is still sitting over there. Look at him, and he's down inside. Of course, we want to make him the child of the sky car, so drag and drop inside the car, and there we go. Now whenever the car will move, the dummy will also move. All right, cool. And now we can come into our trigger, and I'm gonna make it a little smaller from here, and a little smaller from here, and a little over here, so that it positions right where our door is. All right, okay. And then what we can do is we can come to our trigger and go to FSM, and this was what we made in the previous videos. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and click the link in the description box below. This is the easiest way, you know. You don't have to write any code. This is the simplest way to make the car system or add anything. We have made all of this without writing a single line of code, and that is that. It's really easy. So if you want to learn this, go ahead and click the link in the description box below. Playmaker is really cool. I love it. So we have to tweak some changings in here. First thing what we want is when we enter the car, what we want is we want to make a new state over here, and we want to enable and disable something. So activate game object. So we're gonna activate the dummy. All right, enter dummy, and at the same time we are gonna disable, so deactivate the actual player or the whole player setup. All right, and the player setup consists of the player and the camera. So we're gonna disable that. So when the camera is disabled, we also want to enable the multi-purpose camera, which is the camera for the car. So drag and drop it in here and enable that. All right, so this is enabled and this is disabled. So this is enabled and this is disabled. All right, okay. And then what we want is we are gonna wait for some time. So we're gonna see how long the animation is. So we're gonna select the car, enter, and we are gonna play through it, and it takes about 5 seconds. All right, so we have to wait for 5 seconds or less. So let me just go ahead and say wait for, let's say, 3 seconds. Alright, let's wait for 3 seconds, and then we're gonna finished or enter the car, or let's say finished. It doesn't matter actually, but just have to transition. So finished. And so what's actually happening is when we press the car enter button, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna disable the character or actual player and enable the dummy, and also enable the multi-purpose camera, which is the car camera, and then we are gonna wait for 3 seconds to complete for our dummy to complete the animation. And then we are done that, we're gonna set parent, or we can do that in the previous one also. So we're gonna copy the selected action, paste it in here, paste action, and that is that. So we're gonna set the player, the parent, set the parent of the player to be the car, so that when the car moves forward or backwards, the player will also move forwards and backwards. All right, so that our player can travel while he's disabled. Okay, so this is what we discussed in the previous video, so I'm not gonna go in depth. And when we come in here, we're gonna say deactivate joystick and activate the multi-purpose camera. So we have already done that, so we're gonna delete that one. Activate car tilt controls, and then deactivate the player. We have already done that, so do that. And then also what we want is when we are alright, let's play and see where are we right now. Alright, let's play and see where are we right now. So there we go, we can walk around, and when we get inside the car, there we go, there's our dummy playing some kind of an animation, and then we can move around. Okay, so that looks cool. However, look at that, what the heck, I set it up, didn't I? Let me just play and see what's happening from this view too. Didn't I just set it up so that the dummy can play the animation, right? So why is he down there? He shouldn't be down there, right? I don't know. What the heck. So I'm gonna take the dummy and bring it a little up. I just set it up. Why it's like this? So bring it a little back, and there we go. Alright, so now he's holding that, and let's just copy the component, paste component values, and now if we play it should work. And I double click that. Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay, so now if I get inside the car from here, so there we go, he's doing the animation, and we can see that it's cool, and of course it's working. Okay, so now if we come in here and move the car a bit, and I also think we should change the camera view, because, and there we go, he's sitting inside the car. But as you can see, if I click this now, the player is gonna just snap out, and the dummy is, you can see, where is the car? The dummy is still sitting inside the car. Alright, and that's not what we want, so we have to change that a bit, but it's still working, it's cool. It's cool. So edit, and let me just come to the player. Where is it? There we go. Okay. All right. So what we want is we want to activate and deactivate both of them at the same time. So copy component, and when we are playing the animation, we don't want our character or our player to move our character or the car right when we are playing the animation. So we want to deactivate both of them, and when we complete the animation, we're gonna copy this component. When we complete the animation, we then are gonna want our car tilt controls to be enabled. And yeah, so let me just go ahead and explain it. I think I didn't explain it quite well. So what I did is I deactivated the joystick canvas, which is this one, so that from which we can control our character. So we're gonna disable that because we don't want our player to control our our character when he's doing the animation. And then also we want to deactivate the car tilt controls, because we don't want our player to, you know, move the car while the character is doing the animation. And then when the dummy has done the animation, then we are gonna enable the car tilt controls. All right, I think I explained it quite well, I think. So then when we are gonna press the exit button again, let me just come back to the car, and there we go. So when we when we press the exit button again, then we're gonna go ahead and enable and disable some things. So let's see what we have to do first. And okay, let me just go ahead and make a state, and then we can go ahead and, of course, we have to do some kind of an animation, right? Because we just don't want our characters to snap out like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing for the exit animation. All right, so here we have, so what you have to do is you have to drag it over here just like that, and you can also drag it, drop it inside the car enter dummy, and then reset the transform, and then bring it out, and there we go. So the size and position is quite well, and I'm gonna set it up from here where the car dummy should be. We can set it up from here, and I think that is cool. Yeah, okay, and we can I'm really sorry, the wind is really blowing really fast outside, so the door smashed. We can call it exit dummy. Exit dummy. Okay, so the exit dummy and dummy enter are both over here. Okay, and now of course we want some kind of an animated controller for this too, so we're gonna go ahead and make a new animated controller, the same thing. So I have already made that, and you have to just drag and drop the dummy enter exit over here, and there you can see it. All right, and then we are gonna play and see if the animation is doing well. And he's not doing the animation because I have not set the animated controller. So drag and drop it in here, and there we can see he plays the animation and he comes out, and it looks cool. It looks cool. So yeah, and then of course we have to disable that, and we are gonna enable that when we play the when we press the exit button. All right, so when we press the exit button, we're gonna come in here, and we are going to, let me just go ahead and select all of these. All right, copy these and paste them in here, so that it will be easy for us to, you know, not again and again and again say the same thing. So we have to drag, and so we have to activate our exit dummy, right? So we're gonna drag and drop the exit dummy in here, close that, and what we want to disable there, we want to disable our enter dummy, so that there we go, enter dummy will be deactivated and exit dummy will be activated. And then we're gonna also deactivate the car tilt controls. Where are they? Car tilt controls, there we go. So we're gonna deactivate the car tilt controls, and let me just go and drag it, drop in here. Then we're gonna see how long the animation is, and then we're gonna set that. Set parent of the player to be none, so that the player is, you know, free. And activate game object, I think we should not activate it for now, because we want our character to play the you know, full animation. And we're gonna see how long the animation is. So it's also 5, let's just say 4.5 seconds, 4.5 seconds, or let's just say 4. That will, or I don't know, 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds. I'm really sorry, but I don't know what to do. So go and when the 5 seconds are complete, we're gonna finish and come in here. And then we don't want that, because we already have done that over here. And then we're gonna enable the joystick. That's good. And we have disabled the multi-purpose camera, so yeah, we have to also do that. Okay, so both of them are good. activate, we already have done that. We have deactivated the guardrail controls. We don't want to do that, and we have to do that one too. And then next frame, and then we're gonna come in here, and I think it looks good and it should work. It should work. So play the game and see if it's working or not. Okay, there we go. So both the dummies are deactivated, so we can see any one of them. And then when we play the game, there we go, he plays the animation, and there we go, we can get inside, we can move the car around, and when we stop the car and get out of the car, get out, okay, get out. So he's not doing the animation. Oh, I'm really sorry. I have to drag and drop this animation over here. I didn't set the animated controls, sorry. Okay, play the game again and get inside the car, do the animation. Looks good. Of course, we have to also do the car door animation, and we're gonna do that in a second. And when you come over here and stop, and so there we go, he does that animation, and there we go. But the who the hell are you, man? Hey, he looks like a what the heck? Okay, alright, so there are some problems, we have to fix that. Okay, and when we enable the character, which is over here, we also have to deactivate the exit dummy. So we have to deactivate that exit dummy, so that will do, that will take care of the short guy over here. But there's a little problem that we have to solve, and that is when we get inside the car and play the game. And I think I should also set the camera a little bit so that we can see the animations. But if I move the car and get out of the car, you can see he cannot come out like that, right? I mean, look at that. Okay, what happened? Let me just go ahead and make this a little bigger so that we can drive the car a bit longer, because I really hate it when I can't drive. So let me just go ahead and play again and get inside the car. He gets in. Okay, that's good. And then when we move the car, and when the car is moving, then we get out of the car. He cannot just get out of the car like that. The car is still moving, you know. Look, what the heck? Oh, come on, what the heck is happening? Oh, okay. So there's some problem with the parenting system over here. Okay, so this one is wrong. So what the heck? Okay, so we don't want our player to be none right now, right? So we have to do that. Sorry, I'm really sorry for that. But we want our wait a second, what we did over here, set parent car. All right, so we don't want the parent of the player not to be none. It should be car for now, because we haven't enabled the player yet. So we have to do that, and then we come in here, we want to set it none when the player is activated. So when the player is activated, we also have to set the parent of the player none. All right. Okay. Okay. So now it should work. So if I do that, play the game. I'm really tired. Okay, so let's set it like this so that we can see, and I'm gonna disable the gizmos. There we go. Okay, so when we get inside the car, we are gonna play the animation, and then we're gonna move forward. And while the car is moving, we cannot get out of the car like he's doing right now. right? It's impossible, right? And we don't want him to be enabled. Why is he enabled? Didn't I disable him? What the heck? Why is it happening with me? Okay, it was my fault. I accidentally dragged in the car enter dummy instead of the exit dummy, so we have to drag and drop the exit dummy in here. Okay, so now if you play the game and get inside the car, so he does that animation, that is cool. And when we move the car, and while the car is moving, when we get out of the car, he cannot alright, I accidentally, if you move the car, let the car move, and then when we get out of the car, he cannot get out of the car like that, right? So what we have to do is okay, everything is now okay, just this one. So what we want is, we want to stop our car, right? So when we press this button, we want to stop our car, and then we want to play that animation. So how we gonna do that? So we want to get inside the car and see how we can do that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, we're gonna go ahead and say, we're gonna play the animation over here, right? So we're gonna say set velocity, and we're gonna set the velocity of the car. We're gonna drag and drop the car in here and set the velocity to 0, 0 and 0, alright, so that the car stops. Alright, and I'm gonna set the world and every frame, I don't know, but yeah, let's check it out. So when we press the car exit button, the car should stop, and let's see if it does or not. Okay, what should I do first is, I should make some kind of a markers so that we can see our car is actually moving, because now we cannot tell the car is moving or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some kind of cubes in here so that we can distinguish between what is happening, like the car is actually moving. I'm gonna bring these over here so that we can see them moving, with which we can tell the car is actually moving. Okay, and I think that is good. Okay, so when we get inside the car, just like that, he plays the animation, and then we can move the car. There we go, and the car is moving, and stop the car. There we go. Cool. That is cool. That is cool. That is cool. Okay, so it's working. And the only thing now, what we have to do is, we have to do the animation of the car, and that's that, right? So the car door animation is remaining, and that is really easy. That is not that difficult. So we have to come inside the car. I have to do that first. Alright, so go to the car pivot and go to animation. Alright, if you don't see this animation window, go to window and animation, which is somewhere over here. Animation. There we go, animation. Alright, and then what we have to do is, we have to just say create, or let's just go to car first. Alright, select the car and say create, and I'm gonna say car door open animation full. And then what we're gonna do is, we are going to make animation, of course, but we have to make the animation coordinating to the, or you know, it should be relative to the animation of the player. And how we're gonna do that? We're gonna select the car, enter animation, and then we're gonna note the time, in which time what the player is doing. Alright, let's see. So we're gonna scrub through the animation. So he grabs the handle of the car on 1 second, and then he's gonna open the car till, I don't know, 2 seconds. So from 1 to 2 seconds, the car door is gonna open, and then it's gonna remain open until 3.5 seconds, and then it's gonna close the door at 4.2 seconds, or 4.2 seconds. So yeah, all right. So from 1 second the car door is gonna start, and 2 seconds it's gonna open, and then from 3.5 seconds it's gonna start to close, and at 4.2 seconds it's gonna close. Okay, that shouldn't be that much difficult. So let's just go ahead and say record and select the door pivot, and let's just move it a little bit and then set it back to 0 so that the car door is still over there, but we have a keyframe, and we're gonna scrub through 1 second, and from 1 second we also have to do that and set it back to 0 so that from 0 to 1 second nothing is actually happening. All right, and then we're gonna hold alt, and you can use your mouse wheel to, you know, scrub through or make it smaller or bigger. So I'm gonna come in here. So from 1 to 2 seconds we are gonna open the car door. All right, so we're gonna just go ahead and say open, just like that. This much will be good, I think. I don't know, but let's just make it like that. So as you can see, from 0 to 1 second nothing is happening, and then from 1 to 2 seconds the car door is gonna open, and then it's gonna remain open till 3.5 seconds, right? So 3:30. So we're gonna let's move it a little bit, and then okay, what you can actually do is you can just click this one. All right, that is the simplest way, so that there will be an extra keyframe without any animation. All right, so from 2 to 3.5 seconds nothing is actually happening, the car door is open, and then from here we have to say somewhere over here, I guess, over here we're gonna close the door, so we're gonna set it to 0. There we go. All right, so the car door is gonna open, and then it's gonna close, and I think it will match. All right, so let's just go ahead and exit the record mode, and then we have to select our car, and there is already an animator controller over here, and when we select the car animation, the door open is already set to the default state. So to check that out, what we want is we want to enable our, where is it, our dummy, where is it, where's the dummy, car enter dummy. All right, so enable that so that both the animations will be parallel, so that we can see what's happening over here. Oops, let me just come out of the game view. Fuck you. Okay, so there we go, he opens the door and then he also closes the door. Yeah, so it matches, and of course the animation is set to a loop, so we have to select the car door animation, where is it, and exit the loop. All right, make sure you do that, and the animation is pretty much, you know, working, it's matching. And now we have to do the same thing, but oops, not for the dummy. So this is the animation for the dummy, you know, he's entering the car, he's doing all of these animations, so we have to make all of this, but we are not gonna make this because we're gonna find it in the mixamo.com. so now you see how how it's difficult, right? Okay. So we're gonna select the exit animation, or first we're gonna select the car and go to animation, and we have to say create new clip, and then we're gonna say door exit. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and bring it over here so that we have a bigger timeline, and then we're gonna go ahead and see the we're gonna do the same thing, right? So he opens the door from 1 second to I don't know, 1.5 seconds, I guess. So 1 to 1.5 seconds, and then he steps out. So 1 to 1.5 seconds it's gonna open, and then it's gonna remain open till 3.5 seconds to 4 seconds, 4.2 seconds. So 1, 1.5, 3.5, and then 4.2 seconds. Okay, come in here, go to the animation, and come to the scene view, select the door pivot. Where is it? Okay, here we go, and then we're gonna go ahead and go to record mode, and it's gonna remain closed, right? So we're We're gonna move it a little bit and come back to 0 so that there's a keyframe over here. And what was it, 1.5 seconds, right? No, 1 second. So it's gonna start to open, so we're gonna move it a little bit and to 0, and then 1.5 seconds, so which means over here it's gonna open. There we go. So let's just open it till here, and then it's gonna remain open till 3.5 seconds, so 3:30. And just click this one so that it makes the the keyframe, and then do 4.2 seconds, which means somewhere over here, and set it back to 0. Cool. And then we're gonna come back to the car animator controller, and let's make it the default state for now, so that we can check out if it's working. And we're gonna enable the car exit dummy. Okay, and we're gonna check if the animations matches or not. If the animation matches or not, so he opens the door, he comes out, and he closes the door. That is really cool. And of course we have to also exit the loop, so go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're gonna come back and make it default state. Make the open door default state. And the one thing what you have to do is you have to go ahead and come to your door pivot and make a new animation, and this is the last animation. We have to set it idle. And in this animation, nothing is actually happening. The car door will be just closed. All right, so move through 1 second or anything, and then you're gonna move it and set it back to 0. So in this animation, nothing is actually happening, it's just idle, so it's car idle. Cool. And we're gonna come back to the animator and make the idle the default state. Alright. Okay, and then we're gonna make a new bool over here, and we're gonna say enter. So when the enter is true, it's gonna go ahead and when the enter is true, it's gonna come in here and make sure the has exit time is off, and then it's gonna come back. Alright, so what is actually happening is, let me just go ahead and double click that. So no model is available for preview. Just drag and drop a model in preview area and drag and drop the car model in here. So there we go. Alright, so now if you play the so drag and drop the whole car in here, I guess. Okay, it was the idle. Sorry. Okay, so if we select this one and drag and drop the car in here, if I can. No, you can't. Okay, the heck. Okay, just leave it. So what is happening is the car is actually in the idle state, and when the car enter is true, the car door is gonna open, and then it's gonna close, and then when it closes, it's gonna come back to idle, so it's still gonna be closed. All right, and then I'm gonna make a transition from here. So when the car enter is false, it's gonna come in here and come back there. So that is only we need to do. So you don't have to understand, it's not that difficult, you know. The car door is closed, and when the car enter is true, it's gonna come in here with this transition. Car enter is true, it's gonna come in here, and the door is gonna open for some time, and then it's gonna close, and then when it closes, the animation stops, and when the animation stops, it's gonna come back over here, and then the door is closed and the idle animation is playing. All right, and then when the car enter is false, this is gonna happen. The idle is gonna go to the door is gonna open, and then it's gonna close, and then it's gonna be closed forever. I think it will work. It should work. So let's just go to trigger and say edit, and in here we have to just add some bool values, and that should not be difficult. I think it should be over here. So in this state, when the player presses the car enter button, we are gonna set the bool, animator bool. Where is it? Animator bool. There we go. So set animator bool, specify the game object. The car has the, you know, the animator, and then we're gonna see what is the animator bool. So make sure the spellings are the same. Okay, and then we're gonna set it to true. All right, and when we set it to true, this animation will play, and also the car dummy will also play the animation. All right, and then we're gonna copy this component, and when we press the exit button, we are going to set it to false. Yeah, that's it. Is that it? Is that it? Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh Hey, who are you? Hey. Okay, I think I forgot. Yeah, that. Okay, it was my mistake. I accidentally forgot to disable that. Oh, what the heck? Let's just come out and see what's happening. Oh, how can I do that? The car enter is false right now. Okay, so I think we have to make a new bool. It was so silly. Let's just go ahead and say exit. New bool exit, and over here we have to say when exit is true and when exit is true. Okay, and I think it should work right now. And we have to come in here. We have to say, instead of enter, we have to say exit when exit is true. And of course we also have to copy this component, paste it in the start, and make sure both of the enter and exit are false when the game starts. I think that will work. Let me just see what I did in that one. Okay, so now he's not doing the animation. That is good. Okay, all right. Now what's happening? So now the car enter is true. We have to make it false. Come on. So when it comes over here, we have to make it false. Okay, sounds logical. Yeah, and then we have to come in here, and we also have to make it false over here. Make it false. All right, now it should work. Now I know it should work. I'm really sorry for that, but now it should work. Okay, get inside the car, play the animations. Cool. And then when we move the car, it's not doing the animation, and when we stop the car, he's gonna get out of the car. Okay. Oh, that is working. Cool. And of course we can do it as many times as you want. Okay, that was a little difficult. Okay, so it's working. Cool. And yeah, that is that, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you did, then subscribe to my channel, which is how to do. And if you want to learn if you want to learn all of this, how to make simple games in Unity without writing a single line of code, make it simple. Don't do it don't make it hard for yourself. It's really difficult when you make games using scripts, and people think that it's really difficult, but however, you can use Playmaker instead of writing scripts. You can use Playmaker, and that is really easy. So yeah, that is that. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you have any questions, leave the comments below. I will try to answer it. If you have any requests, then you can also tell me in the comments below, and I will try to fulfill those requests. And I guess that's that. If you want to support me, the link to that isn't also in the description box below. You can send me some money through PayPal, and I would really appreciate that. And yeah, that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, peace out.